This is Dr. Young. This is week 4, lecture 4. And today we're going to cover chapters 9 and 10. Chapters 9 is performance and evaluations and management. And chapter 10 is compensation. Well, let's start with chapter 9. And one of the things when we talk about performance and evaluations, one of the things that you need to take away from this chapter is that when you interview with a company, those of you that are out there building your careers, when you interview with a company, you should always, at the end of the interview, when the interviewer asks, what questions do you have for me? The very first question should be, how am I evaluated? How do you measure my performance? How do I know when I'm doing a good job or meeting the expectations of management or the company? And this is a very good question because in many organizations, they have specific performance requirements for the job. It gets a little gray when you move up into middle management and upper management, but for the most cases, they have specific requirements. And in some cases, when you look at the job and the duties and responsibilities, a lot of it has a lot to do with the customer. And most companies, especially large companies, you have two customers. You have an internal customer, these are the people that you are servicing with your tasks. And you have the external customer, which is the customer that receives the goods or services that the company is providing. And one of the performance measurements is the 360-degree evaluation. Now, the 360-degree evaluation is you being evaluated by your superiors, those above you, your peers, those that are on the same level that you are, and your subordinates or support staff or help, those people that support you or that work for you, and in many cases, the customer, the outside customer that you are servicing with the product or service, depending on what level you are in the organization and management. And this is a very good evaluation method, and it's very popular because no one group of individuals can, so to speak, sabotage your career. You get a complete perspective below you, again, at your level, and above you as to how you're doing in the job. And I always encourage students and also clients to do your own 360 evaluation. Always, the minute you find out what the performance level that the company is looking for you to provide, increase that performance level by 50%, 100%. If someone says, Dr. Young, you're expected to close 3 sales this quarter, then I would set my goal to close 6 sales. And if I don't meet my own personal goal, I surely would meet the company's expectations of making the 3 sales. So increase the performance that your company is offering. The next area here is compensation, chapter 10. And you need to know that the main measurement of compensation falls really within 4 categories. Number 1, education. When it comes to big companies, they surely like to pay more money for the highly educated individuals. Number 2, experience. The more experience you have, the more valuable you become to the organization. And number 3, special skills. And this is where, again, students are encouraged to sharpen your special skills in special areas with certifications, certificates of training, and so forth. And the 4th and last one is performance. You have to do something with the education, the experience, and the special skills, and hopefully you're going to do something outstanding. You're going to perform in such a manner where your compensation is going to reflect that. And we often have situations where individuals are looking at increasing their pay, increasing their compensation, and the way you do this is through performance and delivering more than what the client or customer is looking for. One of the things that large organizations are supposed to do, they don't do this regularly, at least some firms don't, but large companies are supposed to take pay surveys. In other words, they're supposed to go out into the industry that they work in and take a survey of the various salaries and compensation packages at the various levels in the organizations for engineers, technicians, management, middle management, upper management, people in finance, sales, etc., so that they stay competitive. Now, the big companies do this. And the leaders in the field, or that have the strongest market share, normally pay the most because they want the best talent. You take a look at Apple, Microsoft, IBM, General Electric, any of the big major companies that lead in the marketplace, they normally pay the most and have the best compensation package for their people because they look for the highly talented individuals. And one of the questions that you should ask when it comes to compensation is, how do you know that you are being compensated fairly? And one of the ways to find that out is to get an offer from another firm that is willing to pay you or compensate you for the same tasks that you're doing for your current firm. And in many cases, you can check with the labor bureau for the labor pay scales in various categories, such as accounting and administrative, engineering, various types of engineering, mechanical, electrical, etc. All of those categories will have a pay scale. But what's most important is what other companies are willing to pay you to do the same tasks for their firm that you're doing for other firms. And it always behooves in individuals to every now and then send your resume out there or talk to someone from a major organization or review job requisitions in your area of expertise, even though you're not really planning on moving or you're not really planning on making a change. You just want to find out, what are other people paying for people with my education, my experience level, and my special skills? What are they paying, and is it competitive? This is how you kind of find out whether or not you're being treated fairly. Most large firms, they have to pay you within the pay scale of the job requisition. In other words, if a job is offered between 50 and 60K for an administrative person, they have to pay between 50 and 60. Now, small companies, they normally pay what the individual is willing to accept. So if they can get a person that's got 5 years of experience, a master's degree, for less than 50K, then they will certainly endeavor to do that. So I certainly encourage students to look at the large organizations. They have very competitive pay scales. They have reputations for treating people fairly and justly. And whenever you have a question about your compensation or feeling of whether or not you're being compensated properly, take a look at the marketplace and see what other companies are paying for your skills, for your talent, and for your area of expertise. Well, that sums up week 4, lecture 4. I certainly look forward to seeing you in the classroom. Everyone have a very, very nice weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.